I'm Ko, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I came to the United States of America in 1986, and when I came over here, I studied for about 10 years in France. So me and my brothers, we moved from France, and I was the oldest. So the challenges that I faced with education was, I was 16, and in France, our school system were very different. So when I came over here, they tried to, they tried to fit me into the school system by bringing my grades, so they couldn't figure it out. So finally the school told me, I went to Clovis High School, so the school told me, you have a choice, you're 16 already, it's not possible to finish high school in 2 years. The grades that we got from your school in France don't match what we have over here, so we don't know where to put you. And so they gave me a choice. They said you could either challenge the high school, or you could go to adult school, because you're not going to graduate in 2 years. So I thought about it and I said, okay, well, I don't want to go to adult school because I want to get a fair chance like any other kids to go to college on time. And so I challenged the high school. I took the test. So I took the test and I did pretty well because they let me stay, but they told me you only have 2 years left, so you gotta finish high school in 2 years. So that was my biggest challenge when I got in this country is, high school. So I went to high school for 2 years, got my diploma, and I went to Fresno State, and I studied chemistry. Now, anybody interested in science at all in this room? Science? Any science at all? Okay. All right. As you know, science is a specialty that has a lot of applications. You have chemistry, biology, and then it branches out into many, many different things. You could go to research, you could go to the private sector, public sector, you could go to healthcare, and so forth. So science opens the door to so many things that you can do. I decided to go into science, chemistry. I had no clue what a chemistry degree was gonna get, what was gonna allow me to do. My biggest push, and your biggest push, probably right now, the reason why you're here today is because of your parents. Most of your friends or most of other students who are not here today, maybe their parents didn't push them to come here. Maybe their parents didn't bring them here. You're lucky today because of your parents. So when you get home today, the first thing I want you to do is say thank you to your mom and dad, okay? Because they are the reason why you are here. You are here, you're gonna have an edge, an advantage over the ones who are not here. Because why? You got to see paradise today, obviously. They did. So when you go home, you can tell them, you missed out because Paradise played some songs and it was a free show. We didn't even have to pay to listen or see them. But second, most importantly, it's not Paradise that you came to see today, but it's the words that the many people stood in front of you and said to you today, okay? So education, my first obstacle was high school. When I went to college, I studied chemistry. And when you go into some fields, sometimes it's very lonely. Some fields, you'll make a lot of friends, and the departments are much bigger than other fields. In the chemistry department back then, when I was going, there were very few of us in my class. So when I graduated, to give you an example, when I graduated, there were just 4 of us. Four in my department, there was just 4 chemistry graduates. Some of the departments, there will be more numerous students. Biology, I know, is a very popular department. There will be a lot of students. In business and so forth, the classes are much, much larger. So what I'm trying to tell you is, sometimes when you study, you're gonna be very lonely. You're gonna be by yourself. Sometimes you're gonna feel like, it's just you. Because in your class, your friends are probably business majors or other majors, and you're the only chemistry or biology, or the only person. You don't know anybody else. Try to make friends when you go to college. And the reason why I say that is because I took, as a chemistry major, I had to take other science classes too. And some of those science classes were engineering classes, like physics. And I didn't like physics very much. Actually, I hated physics, okay? But what had saved me and what helped me was I made a friend when I took the physics class. And this friend, he wasn't a chemistry major, he was an engineering major, he was Vietnamese. So I made a friend with him and he helped me study for my physics test. That's sometimes how you survive in college. You make friends, you make the right friends. Don't make the wrong friends, the friends who, go out partying, drinking, and so forth. Those, obviously, are not going to be able to help you, but make the right friends. You'll know, when you take the classes, you will know the students who you need to make friends with, okay? Don't associate with the wrong crowd. Be with the right crowd. What I've learned is that if you want to be a thief, then make friends with thieves. If you want to be a murderer, make friends with murderers. If you want to have a lot of money, make friends with people who have a lot of money. My point is, we know we are good at what we do. If you want to be good at something, make friends with people who are good at doing that. If you want to have straight A's, why don't you make friends with the people in your class who have straight A's? They'll show you how they study. There are strategies. In college, the reason why a lot of students don't get good grades, quit college, and have a really hard time in college is because your study strategy is going to change dramatically from high school. Okay? So you're going to go from an institution where they hold you by the hand and they really help you do every step of the way to a university like this where you are free to do what you want. So practically, my first year in college was great because you know what? I'm no longer in high school. I don't have to be on. I have my own schedule. There are days where I have 2 classes. There are days where I have 3 classes, and there are days where I have no classes. So what do you do on the days that you have no classes? You must be really good students because we are tempted to do fun stuff. I mean, we're young, right? You're young. You wanna have fun with your friends. So be aware. You are going to be granted a freedom you never had before. You're going to be driving. You're going to be going to school. The teacher is not going to care whether you come to school or not. Okay? They're not going to say, okay, are you here today? No. Okay? They're just going to come to class. The teacher's going to stand in front of you. Some teachers won't even write anything on the wall. They're just going to speak. They're going to talk a lot. Some teachers, they wrote the book that they're teaching. So they know a lot about the stuff that they're saying. So you have to come up with a new strategy to study. Now, going back to my experience, what did I do to know all the things that I know today? For example, the band. Do you think that we just came together and we just wrote songs and we just made CDs like this? No. It's a learning process. It's kind of like us going to school or learning, trial and error. We try something, doesn't work, try something else. Okay, we don't quit. And I'm just going to build on what they talk a little bit. I'm not going to repeat what they're saying. So the learning process, whether with the band or with everything in my life, really, they parallel each other. I do the same thing I do in life that I do with the band. The reason why the band is the way it is today is because it mirrors what I do in my life. Okay? So, When I'm the technical guy in the band, meaning that all the computers, all the stuff that makes sounds, anything that blinks, that has a button that you can push. I'm the one who push the buttons, who moves the stuff, software, hardware, and all that. Learning that stuff comes from perseverance. Okay, have you watched the movie The Last Samurai? Okay, so this white man, he got captured and they took him to this Japanese village, right? And what did he notice in the village? What were the Japanese doing every day? They were that's right, they were practicing. They were perfectioning their art, whether it's archery, sword fighting, or whatever. Okay, so that's what you need to do in your life. If you like something, you have to try to perfect it. Okay, you heard the say, if you shoot for the star, you might land on the moon. So you have to set the bar high for yourself, okay? And you may just be average. If you set your bar average, you definitely will be below average. So perseverance, perfect your art. Whatever you're good at, okay, you like sports, doesn't matter, volleyball, soccer, basketball. If you don't practice, if you don't perfect it, your team will never win. Okay, whatever you're good at, I want you to perfect it. And what happens is that in the end, you're gonna become good at it. Well, you're not gonna be, the best in the world, but at least you are not going to be average, below average, or at the bottom of the scale. It's the same thing in class. If you want to be good, let's say if you like science, like all the people who would raise their hands. If you like science, that's right. I love science too.
Science is fun.
Science is not gonna come to you through osmosis, right? It's a science word for things just flows through you through the air. No, knowledge doesn't flow through us through the edge. We have to earn it. We have to learn it. So perfect your art. So through the years, what I've learned is what you love to do, perfect it. When it gets hard, don't quit. Just keep going. And in the end, you will get what you deserve. I've always told my kids the same thing. We all get what we deserve in the end. You don't know what that is, but if you don't try it, you will never get it. So remember this. In the world, there is no dumb or stupid people, okay? There's no such thing as being dumb or being stupid. You just choose not to know. That's all. There's only two types of people, the people who know and the people who don't know. So please be in the group of the people who know. Thank you.